So thank you for coming today. This is specifically, we're going to talk about subcontracting. There's a lot of information in the federal government contracting realm. I'm not going to get into a lot of detail in it. There are a lot of certifications, there's basic registration issues, all sorts of things. I'm not going to talk about that today. Today we're going to talk about just subcontracting, and we're going to touch upon that in a general sense on how to become one and why that's an important part of the federal contracting process for you.
Good day, my name is Angelo Espinosa. I'm here at a SBA sponsored workshop on building small businesses. I'm here because first of all, I get their emails whenever they have a course that they're providing at UVI. They're generally free of charge, so knowledge is power in the process of building a small business. And so I try to stay in touch with what's going on locally so that I can be well informed as I make those stages and steps toward establishing a successful business. I'm here for a second class that they're giving today, and it's called Subcontracting with the Federal Government. I'm retired military, National Guard, Army National Guard, and I used to work in contracting, so I'm well aware of the vast possibilities with being a government subcontractor. So the reason I'm here is to find out what information that is out there that's new, the process, so that as I position my up and coming business, I'll be able to leverage with doing business with the government.
So when are subcontractors needed? When a contractor itself needs assistance, or when the contractor needs to meet goals of the contract. So oftentimes contracts are pretty big, and they can cover a lot of different expertise. And a contractor may not have that particular expertise on one part of it. So for instance, if they're building a building, and that requires a different number of aspects to that, electrical and masonry and roofing expertise, or whatever that may be, and engineering, they may contract a piece of that. They may say, I need to get an engineer for this portion of the contract, and I'm going to subcontract that out. And we don't require that, or the federal government wouldn't necessarily require that, but it would be needed. But sometimes there are contracts that are big enough that the federal agency providing that contract says you have to subcontract some of this to small businesses. Typically, that's a requirement placed on bigger businesses who are competing or have won a contract, and that agency will say you require you to have some portion of this subcontracted out to small businesses. So untimely payments. As a subcontractor, you're not getting paid directly from the federal agency, and the federal government pays their bills on time within a certain time frame, but they're not paying directly to subcontractors. They're just going to the prime. So it's incumbent upon the prime to make sure a subcontractor is paid on time. If you're not paid on time, again, that's where that subcontractor should go to that federal agency and say, your prime is not paying me. It's been so many days, I've sent these invoices, I'm still not getting paid, because then they're in violation of their contract. There are lots of other places, though, to search for not only the contracts that are out there, but for the businesses that you can subcontract with. So these are public databases. So SAM and the Dynamic Small Business Search. I like using the Dynamic Small Business Search, and if the internet was up, I would show you how that works right now. But later on, you're not here, you can go into Google, you can type in SBA Dynamic Small Business Search, or DSBS. A number of sites are going to come up, and you want to make sure you go to the one that's a .gov site, federal site. It's called the Dynamic Small Business Search. I think it's DSBS, maybe .sba.gov or /sba.gov, I can't remember, but you'll see it. So you go to that site. And here's how I would use it if I'm trying to be a subcontractor for a business here locally. So if my business, say I was an electrician, and I know there are contracts out there for construction services that could use me as a subcontractor. Well, I would go out there and I would look up the Virgin Islands, because you can say, I just want to see businesses in the Virgin Islands, and I just want to see businesses here locally that are contracting or construction type businesses, and they'll list them all, and you can go and meet them. Sinclair will pop up, and you can call them up and say, hey, this is what I do. Do you ever need contractors? And he'll have you on his list of people that he may be able to use at some point if needed. So that's how you find the local ones. So I touched on a couple of these. One I want to also touch upon that's really important is called Subnet. Again, I visited if I had internet. But if you go on Google and you just type in SBA Subnet, you'll find that website and it'll come up. That is a portal for prime contractors to find subcontractors. I looked at it this morning before we had ours, and just to see if there were any contractors that were looking for subcontractors in the Virgin Islands, and there was one. There was one looking for some sort of management consulting in the different areas on HR and employment issues. So I don't know if it's something related to what you do, but there was a business in there that's looking for old businesses who can be a subcontractor for them. So, but that's where prime contractors, when they need to meet a requirement to subcontract to small businesses, that's where they'll put it out at, because it's Subnet.
Okay, so now you're good to go in SAM. But remember, locally, with the Department of Procurement here, they need proof that you're registered. Now, what we're doing, and what Mr. Cobb and I did, once you get registered, we just simply cut and paste it, his record. It'll show you that you've been registered. It will say active, and right across the page, it'll give you an expiration date, like a year out. We cut and paste that, we email it to the Department of Property, and they send me back after the gal there says, great, perfect, this is all we need. So you know you're in. So do 2 registrations, kind of.
Cover up.
Do the federal, but then do the local one here. You have to do the local.
All right, good afternoon. Yeah, I'm Sinclair Fleming with SF General Maintenance Services. It's certainly a privilege to be here in this seminar today put on by SBDC, SBA, to further inform our local contractors how we can benefit as a subcontractor with subcontracting opportunities. To be honest, it's a great opportunity for any small business who's registered in SAMS or have the necessary certification to take advantage of the opportunities that are coming here to the Virgin Islands, that may be in Puerto Rico, that we have been bypassed for in the past because we are just not set up. Whether you're registered in SAMS, Hub Zone registered, 8A certified. So again, it is good that they're putting on these training seminars so more of us can take advantage. And again, I'm thanks to the SBDC, SBA, and I'm also proud to say that as an 8A firm, we've been benefiting tremendously from the opportunities. So again, thanks to the different federal and local agencies.
So as a contracting officer, they want to make sure that you're realistic with your costs and that you are making a profit. If in your proposal you show that you're either not making a profit and breaking even or barely making a profit, that's not a good sign to a contractor. That's letting them know that, whoa, this is a really risky endeavor here for this business owner. Probably should go with someone else who's making more money. Making money is a good thing. I thought those were really important, and every successful subcontractor does these things. They research and they know the company that they're looking at, that they want to be a subcontractor for. They're very specific and deliberate about how they present themselves. They're not trying to say, oh, we can do whatever you need, or, just tell us what you need and we'll do it. They're very specific. We do this specific thing, we do this particularly well, and they're not trying to oversell themselves. And they're also not trying to just emphasize, well, we already got our HUBZone certification, or I'm a service-disabled veteran-owned business, that's why you should contract with me. That's not what they're interested in. I mean, it's a bonus for them, But the primary thing is to make sure that they can complete that contract and service it, because if a subcontractor fails them, then it leaves them in a bind, and that can really screw them. So they want to do a lot of research to make sure you're good, and you want to develop a long-term, face-to-face visit with businesses that you can be a subcontractor for. So first thing is knowing the industry, knowing what contracts are out there, knowing what businesses serve those, and then making those relationships.
Good afternoon. I'm Greg Kopach with the Small Business Development Center. And having just attended the 2-hour subcontracting class with the SBA-led instructorship, Wayne, and a very, very good turnout today, I will say that it still remains the subcontracting opportunities in the VI are paramount. A couple of the comments today centered around procedure. I would say, given the fact that we are dealing with federal websites, federal regulations, we're going to have some glitches. Be patient. We had the privilege of having an 8A certified subcontractor in the room with us, which is one of a few in the territory. He was a great asset to the class. He contributed to the overall curriculum, and he really assisted some of the other students, just getting through the ins and outs of talking to contractors, various terminology that the government uses in their contracting verbiage. But all in all, it was a great class. It remains a great opportunity. And please don't forget the upcoming class scheduled in 2 weeks, where we will have some actual subcontractors from Puerto Rico in the territory that we can even further our knowledge of this whole government contracting realm.
Hi, my name is Nicole Tyson and my company is NT Media Productions, and the training today was very informative. I have a better understanding about a lot of the terms that's involved with becoming a subcontractor. Still have some more to learn, but definitely have a better understanding, and I appreciate the time that SBA provided and SBDC provided to provide this information.
Greetings and blessings. My name is James P.G. Wakefield, Monarch. I represent Swagger Fabulous LLC. This is a conglomerate, a business conglomerate for veterans. This business deals with real estate, home rentals. We cater to LMIs, low to moderate income recipients. But we also have another focus, music. I'm about empowering people with music. And under the music, we deal with the productions, we deal with the distribution, we deal with marketing, we deal with an entourage, we develop talent. So you're in the right place. We are making St. Croix, the U.S. Virgin Islands, the global music headquarters of the world. The world music headquarters. We believe strongly that St. Croix has potential that's untapped, and we believe in empowerment for all our people, socially, politically, economically, in every aspect of life. And again, I am James P.G. Wakefield, Monarch, representing Swagger Fabulous LLC. Thank you. And furthermore, I'll be remiss if I don't recognize this wonderful program. I want to recognize the St. Croix SBDC, Small Business Development Center program, which is pushing and supporting and advocating for veterans and small business owners and entrepreneurs in the U.S. Virgin Islands, such as yourself right here, Mr. Ramon Richardson. We want to recognize you as well. And I want to thank all the wonderful people here, so Jones, Mr. Holston, Greg, all the wonderful team. Make St. Croix the business capital of the Caribbean and the world. As a small island, we have potential that's untapped. And I'm saying empowerment for one and all.